Hey everyone, it's Dustin here, the Pro Picker. So I'm here with another thrift store video for you guys. So I am at the Valley Thrift Store here for Customer Appreciation Day once more. 25% off everything in the store. So I see a few games that weren't here before. A lot of these are ones I had passed on, just basically based off of the price compared to what they go for on eBay. They're just kind of out of my buying range. Unfortunately, that COD Black Ops 2 had Modern Warfare 3 inside, so Black Ops was missing the disc and so was Fight Night. So I ended up having to put that back and did not end up picking up any of those video games. The wheels here, they're like rollerblade skate wheels made in the USA and everything. I've done pretty well on these in the past, but I looked up this specific one and really not much value there. By the way, guys, make sure to stay until the end where I'm going to go over basically what everything's worth in the sense of what I'm going to make off of my 2 thrift store trips I'll cover today. And that Panasonic camera I did end up putting back. It just unfortunately wasn't worth much for parts. It was missing the battery, didn't have the charger. So this Pumbaa kind of surprised me. Not worth that much. I actually took him off to the side to get out of everybody's way real quick and look it up, and it wasn't worth enough to really be worth shipping and dealing with, so I did end up putting him back. And this is going to be me going over a lot of things that I don't end up getting. You'll see those wheels in my cart for a little bit, but I do end up putting those back. These were all marked at $100, and they had several of them around the end cap, so they're these on-field jerseys. And they have MSRPs of like 300 something, so you guys know I had to investigate. I'm really curious, because they're 75 bucks. It might be worth it, right? Well, I ended up looking up a few of them, and they end up coming around the $75 to $100 on eBay range. I'm going to say this is a situation where I don't blame them for trying to get this price point. And the reason is because it's the holiday season. You put them up on the end caps like that, and somebody's going to see it and think that might be the perfect gift for you, Steve or whatever, and actually might pick them up. So I can see why they're trying to push for that on those specific items. Being new with tag and everything. This is a Zern. They had a little bit more than I would spend on it on there, so ended up putting it back. I thought this scale was kind of neat, and if I really needed inventory, I forget what they had on it. It, could have been worthwhile. I do end up passing on it. It'll be a little bit of a pain to ship, but that's not really the big deal. It's just not worth enough for me to want to get involved. I'm not afraid of big items because big items can mean big profits, and I think I'll show you that in the next couple picks here. So I see this desk cycle, so it's marked $9.99, so 25% off, $7.50 plus tax. Should be going for north of 100, 120 shipped all day long. And that's pretty good in my book. It should cost about $25 to $30 to ship, depending on what zone or region it has to go to. So in the cart that goes. My former corporate job prior to this, we actually had the ability, almost no one did it, to sign those out, and HR would like send you one or something, and you could put it under your desk, and you could like rent it for free or borrow it for a few weeks. So I do see this Beatles Rock Band drum set. Unfortunately, I just sold a set of cymbals I could have paired with this. I don't think I have the exact guitar that goes with it, but I might put a different guitar with it. But as far as valuing it, I'm just going to value it in the final numbers as though it's the drum set only, so I don't skew anything there. This Toshiba DVD built-in TV was marked for only 99 cents, but it had a crack in the top there. Basically, I would be interested in something like this for flipping, but I'm not going to deal with it unless it's basically essentially perfect, just because a gouge like that, if somebody's buying that for their collection to play all of the games that they're spending all of this money on, I just don't think they're going to want something that's dinged up like that. I could be wrong. And it was a nice excuse to not have to lug around a CRT today. So My wife's probably pretty thankful that I did not pick that one up. I do continue to look around. I am enjoying the remodel, or I guess the new format here that they have for how they have everything laid out in the store so far. So this Pajama Sam 2 that's in here, it's not a killer title or anything, but it's worth like $12 to $14. And this is marked at 99 cents for the whole bag, so I'll be paying 75 cents. The rest of the stuff in the bag, including Jar Jar Binks' Journey, isn't worth too much, so I'll probably toss that in my flea market pile. As you can see, there's some more of these on fields here, and they're nice. They look nice, and as long as they're 100% real or something, they go for about 100-ish online, so pretty cool. Just obviously no profit there for me, but you're never going to be able to buy everything that you see at the thrift store that you want. That's just unrealistic. But here we have Totally Unreal. So if you're familiar with the Unreal franchise, it's a first-person shooter franchise. But it looks like, as you can see on my phone here, that only the big box copies are really selling. So nobody's buying just a jewel case with the discs. And the sell-through wasn't even that good for the big box. So I end up putting that back, even though nostalgia really wanted me to pick that up. This is actually a really good pickup here. These are 3 soap dispenser holders for Bath and Body Works, and I actually do pretty well on these, usually like between $15 and $20 a piece shipped, and they ship very cheaply. All right, so the next stop here is the Goodwill. So I'm headed in here, and I can already see in the back that they have some new stock carts out, so that's where I'm gonna head first thing. And over here, while he's looking, I guess decided, hey, I'll check out the video games, make sure there's nothing new put in there. There's nothing different or unique from what I've been seeing the last few days or so. He didn't seem to be looking at these bobbleheads much, so I did grab both of these Kareem Abdul-Jabbars here at $3.99 a piece. They should go for around $26 each shipped, and so I mean that's not bad. I think they'll cost between $6 and $7 to ship. They should be first class ships, so that's not bad. In the cart they go. And I go over to the new clothing rack. Those are Pro Gear camo pants there, but they're like $5.99 here for like default for just pants. So I do pass on them. Pro Gear sells for around $25 to $30. You've probably seen in some of my yard sale videos where I'll pick it up for like $1 or $2. This is Swiss Tech, and I actually really like this. So it's the closest comp I could find looked cheaper than this in quality, and it was going for like it went for $26 shipped, $25 shipped. So I don't know. It's just, I think I paid $4.59 plus tax for this, so I'm okay. Either way, I'll keep it for myself or sell it. I haven't really decided yet. All right, everybody, so I'm going to do a quick recap for you guys, and then I'm going to have a bonus for you where I'm going to throw some of the previous recorded footage of my Q&A that I haven't gotten around to editing yet. I'm gonna have that edited for you and put on at the end. So just quickly before anything, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing, turning on the bell notifications, liking the video, checking me out on Instagram and TikTok at ProPickerOhio, and leaving a comment down below. So with that, let's go ahead and get into this recap quickly. So we went to 3 thrift stores today. I only showed 2. I didn't pick up anything at the Salvation Army on that day. However, we did grab, I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 items if you count the fact that there was 3 items in that bag for the Bath and Body soap dispensers. So we are looking at a total list of $376.92 with a shipping cost of $90, fees $48.99, with a cost of goods sold, this is what we spent at both stores, $37.67. That leaves a total net of $200.26, which again, I think is pretty awesome. It's not a huge home run or anything like that, but for going out for 3 stores and spending a couple hours, I think, you know, it's not bad. Of course, this is once everything sells through, as always, guys. Doesn't take into account other costs that occur, like returns and issues like that, and occasional buyer fraud. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and cut over to the additional footage here. Hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching. So Seth, do you buy stuff to part out very often? I saw that bread maker without the lid, it looked like, but the pan and paddle go for decent money, depending on the brand and model, what it costs. And Seth says he sells a decent amount of parts items. Yeah, I typically, in the past, my motion has been to purchase with the intention of selling the entire unit, and then if it doesn't move, or if it doesn't work when I get it home, if it use part out as a backup strategy. As my dev pile grows, I'm finding it's faster to like list 5 parts of a new wave instead of like cleaning things and testing it thoroughly, and I'm more likely to list it and get it processed that way. So I'm probably going to be moving into a more of a part out strategy. So Lisa asked, or said, great video. Thank you for sharing. Well, thank you for commenting, Lisa. And the question is, my Goodwills are nonprofit, so they do not charge tax. Why do the Goodwills in your state charge tax? It's just state law. All of our thrift stores charge sales tax just like anywhere else. It's just how it is. Tito asks, what was the best item you found and had to keep for yourself? What do you collect? So the best thing that I ever kept for myself has actually been this arcade 1-up here. I don't use it often. Really, it's only on in the background of shots or when I leave it on after a day of filming. And I just think it's really cool ambiance. I enjoy having it. It's not really something I play as much as it's just cool to have. Like, I've got an arcade machine in my room. So I do enjoy it. I don't really collect anything. Actually, I've always kind of found myself a little bit weird about that. So I enjoy like the nostalgia factor, especially of like picking up like video games. If you guys haven't noticed the theme here, I'm really into, you know, the Nintendo era stuff. However, the hunt is what really drives me. And once I get it, I just want to repeat the hunt again. So I think that's actually a very healthy attitude to have as a reseller, thankfully, or I would be dumping a ton of money into collectibles. So I'm pretty content with just being out there looking for the stuff and making the finds. Thanks, Tito. And then Adam Davis asks, where is the merch at, man? My suggestion for a shirt would be a cartoon scene. Maybe your wife will approve if it's turned into a cartoon of the look of your wife's face when you brought home the arcade game. But seriously, we need merch. So I promised stickers like 9,000 subscribers ago. So I'm sorry about that, guys. It literally is just so many irons in the fire. And if I do anything merch, anything that I ask or put out there for somebody to pay money for, I don't want to take advantage of like my audience or anything. Especially, I sold shirts once through Teespring as a Twitch streamer, and like literally I didn't make much on them, which is fine, but they were awesome. So the 6 or 7 people that bought them got the hookup. It was like a limited time Twitch partner thing back then. So in fact, I only made enough money to buy 2 shirts of my own shirt, and I broke even on it, but it was totally cool because I was like, hey, I have my own t-shirt. Anyways, yeah, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. So if I do get merch beyond stickers or just stickers, I promise they'll at least be awesome. But yeah, thanks, Adam. I appreciate it. And thanks for all the comments, man. I always do appreciate that. And then Molon asks, so I truly have a couple questions, but I'm going to narrow it down. I'm somewhat newer to the resale game, less than a year. So I am going to go ahead and tackle the 3 questions here. I might have to edit down for time. We'll see. With eBay, is it worth doing international shipping? He currently only does stateside and wants to know if there's many problems with opening up to outside US shipping. So I only do the global shipping program through eBay. So if you're an eBay seller, that's something that you might want. Well, I guess you are asking specifically about eBay. So as an eBay seller, you can opt into the global shipping program and turn it on for whatever listings you wish to do so. I've only had one issue where I ended up out of luck on a $150 item, but it's more than bumped up my sales to be worth it. Yeah, it's been pretty awesome. I mean, we probably get a global shipping sale daily at least now. So it's definitely worth doing. It's not the cheapest way for the buyer to get the item, but if it's something they really want and they want to pay the extra shipping and everything, what's nice about global shipping is you're only responsible for getting it to Erlanger, Kentucky, which is like right over the border from me. So yeah, it's a no-brainer when it comes to that. And they will have your back on getting rid of any negative feedbacks and stuff like that, as long as you get the item to Erlanger. And they'll also have your back on anything like item not receives when it comes to refunds. So that's pretty awesome. And with video games, how do you sell them if you don't have a console to test? If you have some very clean N64 games, no N64. I mean, if they're very clean, just list them. Like, honestly, at the end of the day, you can always take a Q-tip when it's dry and just kind of rub it up against the cart, pull it out, and if there's any dirt, it's not really clean. But if there is dirt, you can use a little bit of rubbing alcohol. You want to use like an 80%, and go ahead and hit one side of the Q-tip like that, then dry it off with the other. I mean, as long as you cleaned it, or if it looks clean, it's probably going to work. If you have any issues, then you know, you're probably going to have to deal with either a return or a refund, and you'll have a customer service issue. But I mean, especially with like disc-based games, there's no way that you're going to want to test every single one of them if they look perfect. Like, if they already look perfect, 99.999% of those are going to work. So why would you? So that's my take on it. In fact, I've never really had a game that looked perfect that didn't work. I know there are some bad refurbs out there, but usually bad refurbs show, and you can see like all the wavy, like choppy lines. So yeah. What's your opinion on shipping video game or comics media mail? But I don't see why we have to pay more when they're literally the same size as books and DVDs. Do you ever cheat the system? Ha, just wondering. Nope. I think at the end of the day, like, there's like $1 difference or something that you're saving between media mail and first class. You just need to make sure you're buying right to have the kind of margins to support it. Personally, I don't think it's worth throwing my integrity away for $1. And honestly, like, I've heard of people, I don't understand how they get caught, but like, I guess they can check media mail or something to see if it's actually something that qualifies. I don't know that for sure. So I don't know if they just open up mail and check it randomly. But yeah, I just don't think it's worth it. Like, especially like media mail is slower anyways. So like typically, so at the end of the day, you're getting the item to the customer faster. You're spending $1. I'll use media mail for cheap DVDs and vinyl and stuff like that. Just what it's supposed to be for, books and whatever, especially like heavy sets. And then, but yeah, first class is definitely the way to go for video games, comics, because it's what you're supposed to do. And I'm always going to advocate on this channel that you do what you're supposed to do.